Cent'anni, and welcome to another episode of the Godfather Minute. I'm Alex Robinson.
And I'm Andy Robinson.
Together, we're talking about minute 29 of Godfather Part II.
Oh my gosh, it's like half an hour just introducing this show.
If this is Godfather 2 and this is minute 29, this must mean it's minute 58, 57. What's 29 times 2? Anyway,
Alex, I got news for you. You got to go back to math school.
I'm like Billy Madison over here.
Math school. You have a little math stone in your shoe.
So yeah, minute 29.
Yeah, Alex, repeat after me. E minuto. Numero. 29. You got it.
It's pretty easy.
Pretty straightforward.
Because
you've said 29 about 20 other times.
29 times,
right?
Well, in a minute 29, night has fallen on Anthony Corleone's communion party. The Corleone family table toasts to 100 years of happiness, but Connie and Frankie Five Angels have something more disruptive on their minds. Later, Fredo's wife is dancing very inappropriately with some dude.
This is very judgy. Well, you can judge it when we talk about it.
Okay.
You want to be descriptive about it. Dancing provocatively with another.
Isn't that also subjective? Provocatively?
Well, inappropriately is a judgment. Provocatively is more an observation. I'm not defending her. Don't get me wrong. It makes no difference how a woman dances with a man if she's not my wife.
All right, yeah. So we'll get to that at the end.
By the time we get to the end of this movie, all your introductions are going to be so censored and watered down.
So like generic.
Fredo speaks to other person.
One man speaks to another man. One who we presume is a man speaks to another person who we presume is a man using their voice. So at the table here. Well, there's a little bit of the band. Did you want to say anything of the band?
I do.
You do? Okay.
Alex, I got good news for you.
Okay, what is it?
In the last split second of the shot of the band, I see your old friend, the Pop Goes the Weasel clarinet guy.
Oh, see, he survived the experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, you can just tell he's got that look. He's got that excited
cocky
look.
He must be like the adrenaline must be pumping. That he totally mocked a mafia figure at a party and has suffered no consequences.
he just keeps playing Pop Goes the Weasel. He's so emboldened now. Even when the band is playing other songs, he just keeps doing it.
Do you think it became like Frankie? Have you ever heard the term walk-on song?
I don't think so.
A walk-on song is like,
like background music when you walk on
in a baseball game.
Yes,
like when they're introducing you, and then so. Do you think "Pop Goes the Weasel" becomes Frankie Five Angels' like walk-on song wherever he shows up? They play. Or does he have to act like he likes it because he knows that everyone's just going to keep playing it, so he
plays it cool.
Yeah.
Maybe he starts to own it.
I never liked when they played that Pop Goes the Weasel.
Or maybe when they play it, he just starts to try to turn it into a tarantella. He's like, no. I know where I thought you were going with that is it the clarinet player's walk-on music?
Oh, because he's famous now.
That's his thing.
I bet he at least gets a solo at every show now.
Oh yeah,
like during a song, like when he plays the solo for Pop Goes, like he gets to stand up and do the little spotlight. God. Everyone's like, "Oh, we know that guy." Yeah. And eventually, he becomes so popular that he wants out of his contract with the band orchestra leader.
So he has to go to his powerful Godfather.
Well, no, ironically, they get Frankie Five Angels to make him say, "Listen, either you're going to play that." He's there to enforce the contract, not to break the contract.
Oh, okay.
He's there on the side of the band leader.
Yeah, Frankie Five Angels.
Yeah, Frankie Five Angels.
He doesn't want Pop Goes the
Weasel. No, he does not want him going. He's like, I'm friends with the band leader.
Yeah, you play that song. I heard it before. Yeah, I heard that song.
Well, good. I'm glad he's still working.
Now, do you think this Pop Goes the Weasel one-hit wonder clarinet player will eventually become... He gets out of his contract and he tours. It's all he plays, but he wants to start doing original material, but no one wants to hear it. So he comes full circle. He actually wants to go back to playing standards and other songs.
Oh, all people want is Pop Goes the Weasel. He does like a 1 hour concert. It's just extended Pop Goes the Weasel.
All different genres.
That's the subtle way Frankie Five Angels gets back at him, because he hires him to do a tour where he plays nothing but Pop Goes the Weasel, like around the country. He books rooms for him. He's like, you're gonna be a big star.
Oh, that's great.
They're burying him.
I could see it becoming like a classical music deluge, like a real, like a march, a death march, like dun, 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 dun. It's a minor key. It becomes this opus with characters.
I feel like I've seen people do that.
Really?
They play with the Godfather music, no less. They play the Godfather tune, but they play it in the different styles.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's like a ragtime version on the piano, so he does all different versions. So cool.
Yeah, so that's all I have. Well, we were going to skip the whole opening scene.
Yeah,
well, now look at that.
And look, now we're done.
We're done.
We're out
all
of
right,
time,
folks.
so.
Thanks for sticking around. Next minute, it will be minute 30. Oh, we got a little bit more, right?
Yeah, we at least got to hit that paywall.
Yeah.
At least got to hit the paywall.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about the table there we see.
Yes, because it cuts to, we're still evening time, and there's a table with several of the main characters. Hit it, Alex.
So it's the head of the table, of course, is Mikey. I'm going to go around and counter. So clockwise, we go Mikey, Kay, Fredo. Which I like. I like that Kay and Fredo are sitting next to each other in this scene, because in GF1 there was that scene between when Fredo was all drunk and he came over and introduced himself. And then Mrs. Fredo,
Deanna.
Frankie Five Angels is in between Connie and Mrs. Fredo's wife.
Yes.
So also the seating is as is appropriate. Boy, girl. Because Frankie Five Angels didn't bring a woman with him, because they presumably then she'd be sitting next to him. But as it is, he's kind of stuck between two people. I guess he knows Connie from back.
Deanna, Frankie Five Angels, Connie.
Then Merle. And then
we thought we were done with Merle.
No, he does actually get a line in this minute, which we totally forgot about. So apologies to all the Merle heads out there. So next to Merle is the one person who does not get a close-up during the whole scene.
Yeah.
And it is, I'm assuming...
that's right.
Theresa Hagen.
Yes.
Because that would make sense that she'd be sitting next to Tom Hagen.
Because then it's Tom.
And it's Tom and then Mama, or
and then
Tama, as we call them, when they're paired together. Tama. And then back home base to
Tama! Mamma mia.
Well, what I think is interesting about this is that if you compare this to the this scene at the end of the film, where the whole gang gets back together and it's Sonny and Sally and the whole gang, and it seems sad that now it's the family is just reduced to Tama, Connie, and
Mikey. Well, Fredo's there.
Fredo, and Mikey. I mean, Mikey's family is, and then there's all these other people who are like I've mentioned in the intro, like kind of like disruptive and only in there for the business part of it, or like the two non-Italians in the group, and so it just seems like a poor parody of what the mighty Corleone family had once been.
Yeah, that's a great observation.
You can see. Go ahead.
It also. I guess that's it. I think you're spot on with that.
You can see Willie Cheech sitting behind in one of the shots. You can see Cheech sitting at the table. It's kind of almost like a wedding. Like this is like the main table, and then other people. Like so, I assume Al and Rocco are at. Do they each get their own table, or are they at a second?
I think Al is sitting right behind. You can't see him so well, but he's sitting right behind Mikey, because don't forget he does all of the the sound effects.
He makes all the
afterward.
drinks.
Like, oh no, he's like, oh no,
that's right. Yeah, he's
didn't.
the hype man for.
We'll have to remember when we talk about the dialogue at the table. We'll have to talk about what Al's responses were. He peeks around Mikey's head and says stuff.
But so I assume Frankie is here because he's like an out of town guest.
Yeah,
and he's
probably as close to family as they have there, right? Besides kids, right?
Yeah, I assume so. We don't know. I assume what do you think happened to Sonny's wife?
Sandra.
Sir, was Sonny's
Sandra,
wife really
yeah.
named Sandra? Sonny and Sandra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sandra and Sonny's daughter is there.
That's true.
We know that. So she's probably there. Yeah. Surprising she's not at that table.
Well,
let's reach out to...
You'd have to kick somebody out. That's the thing. And then once you have her in, it's like, oh, do you have other, so.
Yeah, then you got to relocate Tama, but you clearly can't do that.
No. So.
I would have thought at this point they already would have kicked out Merle.
I'm guessing Sandra's probably sitting with her daughters.
Yeah.
And they're one of their fiancés.
Do we know if she's remarried yet?
I don't know.
Or is it one of those things that she'll never remarry?
Oh, I don't know. It's a good question. We'll ask. We'll answer.
Yeah, we'll have to find that out.
Yeah.
So the dialogue starts.
The dialogue begins.
It is great dialogue, Alex.
So what does it start with? It starts with them toasting.
Well, hey, before we talk about the dialogue, I noticed something very inappropriate. It's time to judge. Very inappropriate about our friend. You do have
all the judges in your pocket.
About our friend Tom Hagen.
What are you judging him for?
I do keep all the judges in my pockets. Tom Hagen is chewing with his mouth wide open. The first shot is from very far away, but you see him. I guess he's being introduced to someone. He's like, oh yeah, just
really?
Oh, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. I don't know if they did that to just make a distinction between him and the other folks, but go back and watch it. It is gnarly. Yeah,
I gotta check that out. I'm kind of glad I didn't see it. It would really change my perception.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. He's not a proper Sicilian, Al.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. Don Corleone taught him to eat that way just to make it clear to everyone that he's not really in the family.
Oh, he
had
told
to
him
have
that?
Some other way. Oh, Tom, every time you're eating in public, I need you to eat with your mouth open.
I'm surprised Walt didn't comment.
Wider. You, up, wider.
I'm surprised Walt didn't comment on it during their dinner together.
We'll have to go back and watch that and see if, at least if he gave him some ugly looks.
Maybe that's why he really got so mad at him. Now you get the hell out of here. Chewing lessons, mashing lessons.
Tom, you appreciate good orthodontry work. I'm German Irish. I'm German Irish. Oh yeah, I can tell.
So it starts off with so other than Tom chewing with his mouth open, it starts with them toasting, right?
They toast, yeah.
Centani.
They're all saying
and then Diana says, what's Gendani?
What's Gendani? She looks so concerned. So I'm like, hey, what's that? Or, whoa, what is that? She's just like really almost alarmed. She stares straight at, what's Gendani?
And then Fredo. So while we're here, then this is Mrs. Corleone, the actress Deanna Dunn. That's the actress that's the character's name, not the actress who plays her is named Mariana Hill. So she's playing. So Fredo married an actress.
Okay.
And not only an actress, an Academy Award-winning actress for Best Actress.
You're talking character, right?
The character won an Academy Award for Best Actress. Now she's kind of on her downward slide.
Go Fredo.
Go figure. She'd have to be a good actress to pretend she loves Fredo. That's for sure.
Al's like,
snap. Played by the actress Mariana Hill. The only noteworthy thing I was able to ascertain is that she was a teacher. She was a student and then coach at the Lee Strasberg Acting Institute.
Whoa.
Lee Strasberg, of course, will show up later in the movie
as Hyman Roth. So there's a little nepotism going on here.
A little nepotism.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as casting this actor.
I was wondering now if as the movie goes on, we're going to find out like every small part is like a student at the Lee Strasberg.
Oh, it's art. It's life imitating art. Lee Strasberg is the one pulling all the strings.
Oh wow!
He's like, no, I don't know what you mean. I had nothing to do with casting her. When he's trying to deny that he had Frankie tried to get Frankie killed.
Now, Lee, we cast Mariana Hill as Hyman Roth. What do you think? That's good? Smaller pot.
We finally have a friendly production company casting us dollar for dollar. Oh, and then we got a real discount on this new actress. We didn't have to pay her much. Michael, she was a U.S. Steel.
Oh boy. Godfather minute.
Hey, one more. I got one more, Alex. You got me going.
I'll allow it.
When Fredo introduces people to his wife, she's like, yeah, she's a great actress. She won an Academy Award, but she didn't win a Golden Globe. She didn't win those other awards. She was stepped over.
Oh, man. That's what Fredo empathized with her. He's like, you can really see that she...
that was their common ground.
It didn't say in the Wikipedia entry whether she got the award before or after.
Pretending to love Fredo,
or just that you could see like that she was like she married into this powerful family, and she's like, I won an Academy Award. Like, oh, don't worry, baby, I'll get you all the awards you want. And she got the award because of some pulling the strings
with Walt. They strong-armed Walt again. He's like, oh no, I thought I was done with you.
I would think that Walt seems like the kind of guy where once you get him, he's got like, I'm totally on board with you, Michael. Whatever you want to do.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Oh,
he knows when he's been beaten, and he respects power. So
yeah.
You think he would still be chafing at the bit?
Oh, I don't know. That was rough. I don't know. He doesn't seem like someone who can be tamed easily unless there was like a threat to to him, or I guess that was pretty threatening.
But I could also see being like, now that they have a friendly and.
Oh, they have mutual interests now.
They'll make money for him. He'll make money for them. Yeah. It's a win-win.
Do you think he would always make money for his partners?
If he wants to stick around, because that's the only way.
Listen to Johnny Ola's advice.
Yeah,
remember he's got to say it 4 times per scene. He always made money for his partners.
Say it with me. He always makes money for his partners.
Now say it again, but without me. It's like good teaching techniques.
All the men on this side, all the women on this side. Women over 40.
He takes them like, everybody out in the upper tier, say it with me. He always makes money for us. That'd be the craziest thing to have people chant. Do you think that's ever been chanted, Alex?
No.
No.
In the whole history of the earth, I don't think a group of more than 4 people has ever said.
You think even from 2 to 3 may have chanted it? Chanting it, which is more than once, and grouped together.
So you're saying bigger than the group of you and I together?
I guess you and I did it. So yeah, 3.
So
I don't think anyone more than 2 said it more than twice.
We currently hold the world's record for the most people, the biggest group that ever got together to say,
call them up, get them down here to count. They must get the most ridiculous submissions, by the way, that Guinness organization. They must get videos, all dumb videos.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, with the explosion of the internet, God knows how many stupid records there are now.
There's probably an award for most submissions to the Guinness World Record Organization.
I was just listening to a comedian today, and he said the Guinness World Record, it was the book with the most world records contained in it.
Oh, really? Get out of here. So they're in the book.
They're in the book. It's the biggest book that's ever been compiled of world record holders.
That's great. So anything else about Deanna Corleone?
No, that's all. Well, we'll get to her lascivious dancing later on, but we'll get to that part later. Yeah.
So Cent'anni.
What does that mean? It means 100 years.
Yeah, and I like how Fredo's the one who explains it, and he
Yeah.
does it with like shaking his hand, like a la Italian
You
gestures.
get really
like,
puts an
it's
Italian
Cent'anni,
spin
100
on it.
years, yeah. Which is 100 years. Baby, Cent'anni is 100 years, and that's how long you're going to be waiting for your next Academy Award if you don't shut up and eat.
Manja. And that's when Connie chimes in by saying it would be true. Let's say it would mean 100 years of
Cent'anni, 100 years.
100 years of peace and happiness. It would be true if my father were alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Oh, so does Al do does the whole table goes does Al make comments, even ones that Mikey does not like?
I think in
Is
that
he a
situation,
true Greek chorus.
I think in that situation he did it, and before he even realized it, and then it was like, oh, well, he stopped. Like he shot a look at him.
He stood up all loud. Everyone stops and looks at him.
Hoo-ah! Sorry, boss. What I love about that part is that what she says, it would be true if my father was still alive, and then Frankie Five Angels like lurches over to her to toast.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know if it's supposed to be that he was agreeing with her, or whether he was just so drunk that he was just like toasting whatever, and he was just kind of like he had gone around the table and then just went up to Connie when he got to her and was just like, oh, let's toast.
Yeah, I think the latter. I don't think he even heard what she was saying.
Yeah,
he just at that point just toasting. Yeah,
but I just love that he's just like totally oblivious to the subtext of the tension that is being generated. Good old
it's so
Frankie.
great. And Merle is there, just looking. He's looking very unsettled.
You can understand why.
I know.
I mean, how awkward would it be to be around Mikey now? Like, so.
Yeah.
Bet you're wondering how I make my living, huh?
Yeah. He tries to overcompensate. He's like, I got this business deal, and I'm thinking of
He's
going
on the phone. What? No, sell those stocks. I have too many stocks now.
Yeah.
Sell them.
Or he still thinks he's a travel agent. He's like, hey, Mr. Corleone, maybe the Queen was asking too much. Maybe a trip to Vegas. Like, can you put
Aside
us
from
up?
this Connie thing, I'm thinking about taking this lady friend of mine over down to Mexico. Where do you think's the best place to go?
Yeah. So when Connie makes that statement, how do you interpret that? Is that a dig right at Mikey? Saying like, hey, we're not happy because Mikey's running the family now. That's kind of how I interpret it. And someone even scolded her. I think you heard Mama even say that Connie.
Yeah, she says Connie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's either that or she thinks somehow that her father would be able to live for 100 years. That's to me seems like the weird part is that, like, even if he was still alive,
yeah,
like he'd be like, So here's the question: if maybe you can remind me if we've talked about this. Suppose the events of GF1 had not happened.
Okay. So Don Corleone's alive.
So
would they have moved to town?
A, would Don Corleone still be alive? B, would he still be running the family? And C, would they be in Las Vegas?
I don't think he'd still be alive. If he were, he would not be running the business, and they would have moved to Tahoe.
But so you think he would not still be alive? He would have died from something else. But if he was,
yeah, I mean, he was getting older too.
Yeah,
it was a hard life.
Yeah.
But I think if he were alive, then he still would have passed the reins on to Mikey. Yeah. It's so great if Connie says, 100 years, happiness for everyone in the family. If it would be true if my father were alive. Wouldn't it be great if Tom said, what? Your father isn't alive? Who's running the family? I've got to go.
He wanted him out of the family business.
Who would most likely... Yeah, he wanted... Tom, you're out. Who would most likely have been confused and thought Pop was still alive? Other people at that table.
Well, it's tempting to say like Deanna or Merle if they don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Or if she said, "It'd be great if my father was still alive," and Merle's like, "What? Your father's not even alive anymore?" Oh, he gets up. He's like, "I've been wasting my time." And he walks out.
And Merle's like, "I'm glad you said that. I was about to go ask him for passage on the Queen." Because this other travel agent doesn't want to help us out. So Centani,
Okay, so follow-up question to that.
Yeah.
So how would they, do you think they, I guess the question is, what made them go to Vegas?
oh, the whole family?
Yeah.
Like, well,
what made
Mikey's
them,
trying to get them legit, and he thinks that gambling, being legal, is the best bridge to becoming
but was
legitimate.
this Mikey's idea? Was
Yeah.
it Carlo's idea?
No, it's Mikey's idea.
So you think it was Mikey's idea
Yeah.
from the start? So
Yeah.
if Mikey is the Don, then they're going to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Is what if Sonny had not been killed and Sonny was still the Don?
Yeah, Mikey might not have even gotten involved in the family business.
Right.
Might be. Remember, he's going to be a math professor.
So would they have gone to Las Vegas?
Oh boy. I mean, maybe the Don was wise, but he was slipping, and his ways were old. Even he
Yeah.
knew that. So maybe he didn't even have the vision to think to go to Vegas and go legitimate. Right? Maybe he just would have stayed in New York and consolidated power there.
Well, I also feel like that if Sonny it's the Don, then if Sonny was alive, then the Don would not have retired. He would have stayed down longer.
Yeah,
because he knows that Sonny was not.
Yeah,
Because he knows that Tom Hagen was a bad consigliere. And so he would want to keep his hand in the game as long as possible.
Yeah.
But I could see them not going to Vegas because I could definitely see
Yeah.
that being more of a Mikey long-term plan kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Mikey probably at this point even has the vision to get out of the casino business, but this is the best way he can transition to
Right.
a legitimate life.
yeah.
Maybe he's already thinking big
Yeah.
business. I mean, he knows the Petronova. He knows that
Who knows? Hey, I'll be talking to Archbishop one day.
Yeah.
Hoo-ah!
the future of this family, Tony Bennett Records. Hoo-ha. So Frankie starts talking, right?
Yes, Frankie.
He starts speaking in Sicilian, saying how
He didn't come all this way just to have dinner.
just to have dinner.
Yeah.
Up here in the, where are we, Cheech? In the Santa Crista Mountains.
I really love Frankie Five Angels. He seems, I guess he's supposed to be drunk,
Yeah.
but he just, this is going to sound weird, but he seems oddly puppet-like in this scene.
Oh, you mean physically?
Like physically, like the actor, like I guess because you only see him from like the chest up and like, I don't know.
You think Jim Henson was underneath there?
It definitely seems like, and maybe that's why he knocks over the drink, that one person is like controlling the mouth and the other person is doing the hands. We can't see what's going on, so that's why he knocked the drink over.
Oh, you know, of all GF characters, he would most like I could see him resemble or a Muppet or puppet
Muppet
being
version.
made from. Remember the Crank Yankers?
Crank
That
Yankers,
style,
yeah.
like I could totally see a Frankie Five Angels Crank Yanker
totally,
version.
yeah.
You know, just the big face and the big felt hair.
Do you know on the Muppet Show, the first season of the Muppet Show, they would give a Muppet that looked just like the guest star as a thing for coming on the show. They would give each guest a Muppet
Really?
made to look like them. And
That is
sometimes it was actually
awesome.
on the show, but most of the time they didn't wind up doing it on the show.
Yeah.
But that would be a super cool thing. To
That
have
is the
a
greatest
real Muppet
gift.
made of your likeness.
That was awesome. Although you probably look at me like, wow, they really accentuated my like forehead. Is that like something I need to think about?
Something I need to think.
I don't know.
Forehead reduction. All right, that'll wrap up the free portion of the show.
Wrap it up, Zaza.
What character is that?
Do you think Luca Brasi ever met Joey Zaza?
No,
Probably not. No.
I bet Joey. I bet he was a legend when Zaza was coming up. Everyone used to hear stories about he was the guy who cut the horse off the.
Luca the legend.
Yeah, Luca the legend loved his pre-war scotch and his wax dummies.
So, Alex, how do folks get the extended versions of
Go
that?
to godfatherminute.com/support and you'll get to hear become a Patreon subscriber. You get to hear the rest of what we talk about. We once more go on about the musical. We rate the episode. What else is coming up in the second half?
Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage
we really
Pail
get into
Kids.
a little bit more about Frankie Five Angels, Hyman Roth. We talk about all the time.
Yeah.
I think we get a little bit more into the mind of Merle. and Troy Donahue.
The collective minds
The duplicitous
of
personality.
Merle, of Johnson, and Donahue.
All right. Wait, he's not a twin, is he?
No!